All right, Jack, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Absolutely. Thank
Uh,
you for having me.
Before we get started, I just wanted to bring something up because I heard that you manifested working with Luca. Is that true? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think back in 2017 when I was shooting Shazam, I went to the movie theater to see Call Me by Your Name, and I was so enamored and enthralled by that movie. And I walked out of the theater with my mom, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to work with that director." And she's like, "You're gonna work with that director." And we stood in the street, and we're like, "Oh, I want to work with that director." So, but I don't know if we were praying, but we were just like sending it somewhere. Um, and 2 years later, I get an audition, and then
There
I
you
thought
go.
I paid the audition. By the way, I thought it was like my worst audition ever. And then I was in Chicago doing actually some press stuff for Shazam, and then he called me and he was like, "My quest for Fraser has been fulfilled, and so if you want the part, you have it." And I was like, "Yeah, I want the part."
Are you a big manifester? Do you believe in it in a sense?
Oh, absolutely, I definitely believe in it. I don't know, it doesn't. It just depends on how passionate and eager I am for that thing.
Right,
And I think I was really eager and yearning to work with him. Um, but there's been times when, it's like, maybe I'm still waiting for
right.
something. But just like like that gives me like hope and faith. Um, so I have something to look forward to.
Of course. Well, I mean, I'm a big believer in manifestation because I feel like it's worked out for me in so many different ways, and some people don't believe in it. But you're right.
I have a question for you actually. What do you have a method, or do you just
So what I try to when I was little, I used to cut pictures of things like mood like visualizing is so big for me. So on my phone, like literally right now on my phone, I have a collage of like things that I want to do just so that it's like always like when you just slide your phone, you're just always visualizing it and it's just always on your frontal lobe cortex because if you're just always like thinking about it. So if there's something you want or multiple things, make a collage, set it as your wallpaper. If you want to go above and beyond and put it in your room or whatever, like just visualizing it constantly helps for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
So
cool.
when I found out about that, I was like, I have to talk to him about that because I'm a huge fan of like manifestation and stuff. But I want to talk to you more about like uh the show itself because I feel like one of the themes is, you guys are like capturing these moments and you're a teen yourself obviously and I was one not too long ago. So I feel like sometimes shows kind of I don't want to say fail, but sometimes they don't accurately depict like they try to with the writing or with whatever they try to be like hip and try to that sometimes it's a little lackluster and it's sometimes people will watch it and it's like that's not how we talk, that's not how we actually act. But this show is like so spot on. Would you agree? Would you say that?
Yeah, and I don't think that it's necessarily aiming to like nail the lingo of the kids because I don't if I'm it depends on the crowd you're with,
Right.
seriously, but these kids are they're not normal, none of them. And nobody I've not ever met any normal people in my life. So therefore, when like you try to depict someone in a movie, you're trying to aim to be realistic and you're using like in the dialogue is like, hey, yo, like let's go do this. Like I don't know. It's like it's not that it's unrealistic, but like the fact that it feels like it's forcing realism is making it unrealistic. It's not natural.
Right, right,
It's
right.
like forcing like this naturalness that isn't organic. So, but with Lucas thing, it's very these kids are all confused and they're kind of out of the loop. You
Uh-huh.
know, they're Americans on an army base, very confused about who they are, and the constant quest is to understand why we are who we are
Right.
is like the premise and everything. So but Lucas style of directing and method, I guess, is or his philosophy is that it's to make something more real. You don't try to be real, you just it is real. And like he's always trying to capture the lives being lived very raw and voyeuristically, actually. So, and like just like it's like we're like there's a camera in the corner watching these moments take place in a life, and um, it's super special, and I think a lot of people can assimilate with it because there's no normalcy in the show, and there's no normalcy in real life. It's
I think
so
I
yeah.
think that's how people felt with like Call Me by Your Name too. I think there was just like a sense of like realism where it didn't feel like you were watching a movie. It kind of just felt like you were right there in the story, and that's exactly how this show feels. So I think that's like cool with Luca's style,
Mhm.
um, in a way. Something I want to bring up to you is because I feel like you've been not like flexing on the gram, but I feel like you've just, whether it's magazine covers or things, your fashion sense has just been like, do you think, why do you think that is? Do you think that's because of like shooting this, or like
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. Like you could be wearing a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers and I'm like, what the heck? Like this kid is so cool, you know?
um, I don't. Yeah, it's definitely since the show happened that I've become more adept at understanding fashion. Before, I was kind of just like, why would you spend so much money on clothes?
Right.
But it's so much more than that. It's just like, why would you buy a canvas and paintbrushes for your painting? Oh my god! Because so basically, Luca arranged. I didn't get it when I got the part. I didn't get it yet.
Hmm.
Um, but Luca coordinated a call with, you know who Mike the Ruler is?
No.
Okay, so he's like this young fashion prodigy icon kid, and he's
Oh,
an adult now, but he's really similar to Fraser.
gotcha. Okay.
And Luca arranged, and he's like is based in New York, and he's really cool.
Is he like hype beast? Hype
No, he's
beast
not
type?
hype
No.
beast. He's not,
Okay.
but I thought that he would be. I thought that he'd be like, oh yeah, I wear Bape Supreme, and I put a big Gucci blindfold on all the time. But that's what exactly is the antonym of what he described to me is
Gotcha.
like
Uh-huh.
that that wearing high end fashion is not about like the flex, and it's not about like, I mean maybe for some it is, but like that's a misuse. It's that then that's a flex, and that's a he no one really appreciates that.
That's
Um,
true. That's true. I
but
feel it's like the subtle flex.
yeah, but the cool thing about it is like when you don't even have the intention to flex. If anything, you're flexing for yourself because like he described to me as it as like a subjective art form, and I appreciate all art. So to know that, and he's like, dude, like I don't dress this way to appeal to other people, especially not because it's not like an appealing look most often. Like he'll put on a vest with a tank, like just weird combinations, but it makes him feel comfortable. And he's not even trying, like, asking like, "Oh, look at me, I'm eccentric."
Right.
It's just about um sufficing yourself, and like it's like this, and he keeps saying it that was like a subjective art form, not to please anybody else but to please yourself.
So no, yeah, I mean you've been killing it, and I feel like even if it's subtly or not subtly with your magazine covers, it like that itself, like that's awesome. That I feel like there's always a point in time where people maybe like, for me even, like no one really, you don't really care about fashion until there comes a point where you do, and so
Yeah.
maybe that was that moment for you. That was like that aha, where people realize like their own personal style or whatever.
Yeah. I
Um,
gained so much insight from and enlightenment from that whole process.
that's awesome. And I feel like you're a Cali kid at heart too. How do you feel about skateboarding? And have you always been like a skateboarding fan, or what's the deal?
When I was little, when I was in elementary school, I was terrified of skateboarders. So then I tried taking a skateboarding class to become them. Like, oh, I'm gonna be in on it. So there, I can't be scared of them. I was always terrified of them because they were screaming and falling, and I was like, oh my god, there's loud things happening. But and then I fell too many times. That was in elementary school. And then I auditioned for a movie called Mid '90s, directed by Jonah Hill, which is a great movie, but I didn't get the part. I'm so glad I didn't because Sonny Soljic was made for that part. He's an incredible guy. I love him to death. And he's one of the best skaters I know. So I didn't get the part, but I was told that I needed to learn how to skate for it. And in the midst of learning how to skate, I accidentally became obsessed. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I accidentally became obsessed. I got bit by the bug. and I fell in love with it. Although I'm still not that good at it. Like, I mean, I'm okay, but I'm definitely not on the route to becoming a pro. But I don't think it's not about that for anybody. It's not
Right.
about. It's just about knowing that you're committed and having the will to master something. And it's the best form of sport to me because I always worked better alone, kind of.
Hmm.
Um, but like it's all these people working for the same goal, and you're all having fun, and you're all laughing and falling, and it teaches you so much resilience because you're gonna fall a lot more times than you're gonna land a trick.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I think, but with that mindset in your brain, it really helps to like incentivize what you want because you're falling so many times and you're getting aggravated and you're getting heated and you're sweating and it's hot and you want to like go
Yeah.
to the next spot, but like, and then you're like, you're getting like this commitment feeling inside of you, and it's so special.
So this is why, like, when I learned about this partnership, it just kind of seems like the perfect thing then.
Yeah.
How did that partnership come about? And I'm sure it's probably seemed like a no-brainer for you since you are such an avid like skateboarding fan.
Well, absolutely, and especially because it's like a really good cause. And so it's all rooted from the California Milk Advisory Processors Board, excuse me, and working with Bones Love Milk. And what pretty much got me interested in it was Christian Hosoi, who's one of my favorite skaters of all time. Christian Hosoi and Chris Cole like sent me a video, and they're
Um,
like, "Hey Jack, we wish you were here right now." I was somewhere. I was like, I think I don't know. I was doing something, working on something. But he's like, "We wish you were here right now. Um, we really thank you for coming along the journey with us on the California Milk Processors Board and working with Bones Love Milk, um, and uh, working with the hashtag Skate to Donate."
right.
And that was really awesome. And also to know that like a really cool it's so good. It's a good cause. And there's so many reasons that it's a present thing.
No,
Um
absolutely. I think, times are tough right now, but it's hard. It's hard for everyone,
yeah.
to say the least. But I feel like sometimes, we forget how blessed and privileged we are. Even if it's hard for us, there's always going to be someone that has like less than you. So if there's a way that you can like help out and contribute and do something, it
Yes.
goes a
And
long.
it's so easy too. And it's
Yeah.
so easy with this like every post that anyone makes for the hashtag Skate to Donate post, 250,000 meals are given to a kid in need, or to all over the world, all over the nation. And I think that's so special. I think that's so special, and I'm so glad to be attached and um, weaved into this because it's like I'm so proud that I'm a part of the culture, and I'm so proud that I'm able to give at the same time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the perfect partnership, really. And um, which brings me to my last question. I know we've been talking for a little while. I want to let you go, but what is a way that you've been staying motivated throughout all this?
It's tough, just because like it sometimes it feels like there's nothing I'm looking forward to until like the only thing I'm looking forward to is like when is this over? In the beginning, I
Same.
was really unmotivated and like kind of just like dry to the bone of inspiration. But then I just like sat down at my computer one day and I was like, I gotta. People are doing things, and why am I not? Like I was able to do things before, and like for some reason, all this all just took everything from me. So then I sat on my computer and I word vomited a whole script, not a whole script yet, but I word vomited a story, and I actually liked it, and I had to tighten it up, and I think the thing that keeps me motivated is just remembering my potential as a creative. Because if you don't apply yourself to something that you're good at, it's such a waste. It's such a waste. And I don't know if I'm necessarily good at it, but I really, really enjoy it, and it fills my soul and it makes me happy. So that's really, and if I'm ignoring that and I'm pushing it aside, then it's a waste.
It's true. It's true. I think, we all have some things that if we don't tap into it and we don't explore it or, push ourselves to our potential, then what's the point? But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much, Jack. It was great talking to you.
Me too.
Good
Thank you
luck
so
with
much.
everything. Good luck with all your future projects. Take care. Hope you guys stay healthy and safe.